What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Brianna. I am the Diva and the Divine, and I am the Diva and the Divine. No, I'm not. So I've been on this weight loss journey thing for a long time. Like 2007. It has been a hot minute, and there is not an end in sight yet for me. As you guys know, I am still on a weight loss journey. I have lost weight, I have gained weight, I have really lost weight, and I have really gained weight and been everywhere in between. And I am on the weight loss journey part again. And as frustrating as that is, I have learned so many lessons over the years, and today I want to share with you 5 things that I wish I had known all the way back at the beginning. 2007 Brianna would have killed to know the stuff that I'm going to tell you in this video today. Why? Because it would have completely changed the game, and it would have eliminated or greatly reduced the possibility that I would have been on the weight loss roller coaster for the last however many years, 15 years. 16 years? Oh gosh, has it been 16 years? My dieting journey can drive? Ugh. What's up, my friend? Welcome back to my channel, and hello if you are new. My name is Brianna. I am the Diva behind Diva and the Divine, and I'm so glad you clicked on this video today because today I am telling you what I wish I would have known 16 years ago, okay? When I got started on this weight loss journey, if I had known these things, and let me be clear, the list can be a lot longer, but I wanted to keep it short. I wanted to keep it short and simple, so there will likely be a volume 2 to this video, but for today, we're gonna talk about 5 things that I truly feel if I would have known and understood about weight loss and the weight loss journey, that I would have avoided the lose and gain cycle, the dieting mentality, the harmful mindsets, all of it, if I would have just understood these 5 things. Starting with, the faster you lose weight, the faster you're gonna gain it back. None of us who start a weight loss journey start it with, I would like to lose 20 pounds over the next 4 years. None of us say that, right? Absolutely none of us have said that. But you know what? If I would have lost 20 pounds, heck, 30, 40, 50 pounds over the last 5, 6, 7 years, I wouldn't be in the place that I'm in right now, you know? Because instead of just losing the weight and keeping it off over time, I've lost and gained and lost and gained and lost and gained. And understanding that the quicker route to weight loss is the quicker way to gain it all back really would have helped, because then I would have taken speed out of the equation. There is absolutely no reason to worry about losing weight fast. I don't care if you have a vacation in 4 months. I really don't. I don't care if you get married in a year. The second you put that speed pressure on it, the second it's all gonna fall apart. And if on the off chance that you do succeed at losing the amount of weight you want in the timeline that you want, the chance that once you hit that goal, that weight's gonna come right back on because you were wildly restrictive and all of that is very, very high. It's very high. So instead, the answer is go low, go slow. Don't worry about how fast the weight is coming off. Just take the steps necessary to get the weight to come off. Timeline be darned. Thing number 2, overly restrictive diets will fail you. And see, here's the thing. Here's the reason why. The second we tell our brains, our subconscious is a real pain in the neck sometimes. The second we tell our brains, this is off limits, this is bad, we can't have this, this is going to ruin everything, all our brains can think about and all our brains will cause our body to do is want, crave, desire these things that we have now deemed bad and off limits, right? Tell yourself that you can't have a piece of cake, even though it's a birthday party, even though it's your birthday party, and all you're gonna be thinking about that entire party is the stinking piece of cake. And all you're gonna be thinking about afterwards is how bad you were because you ate that piece of cake, when in actuality, that piece of cake was maybe 400 or 500 calories. And truly, not really a big deal in the grand scheme of a diet, but because you're so restrictive and you have all those mindsets that go along with the extreme restriction, bad things are gonna happen. When we restrict our food heavily, what happens? Let's turn to the good old-fashioned 1200 calorie diet, shall we? Which is about the amount of calories that my niece, who is 6 and very, very skinny and probably should be eating more, needs. I am much bigger than my 6-year-old niece, so I obviously need more calories. If I ate that few amount of calories, it might go well for a week, 2 weeks, maybe even a month or two, you might be able to handle it, but there will come a cracking point where your body goes, excuse me, where is my food? And it's going to get harder and harder and harder. And then what's going to happen? You're going to make one mistake, which is a whole different video. One mistake, one mishap, one piece of pizza, piece of cake. And all of a sudden, that opens the door to a binge cycle, right? Have you ever had that happen where you've been so good all week long and then you eat one thing on the weekends that was maybe felt off plan or made you feel guilty, and all of a sudden you spiraled into eating everything that you have been avoiding and putting off and restricting all week long comes to a head when you eat that one thing that you felt like was off limits. This is the binge and restrict cycle. And the more you restrict your calories and the more you restrict your food choices, the more likely you are to perpetuate this cycle instead of just eating in a reasonable calorie deficit and allowing all foods in moderation, which is something that can actually allow you to have your cake and eat it too. Thing number 3, low carb, no carb, sugar-free, fat-free, doesn't work. Doesn't work and it's not worth it. And I started my entire dieting journey and did a majority of my dieting journey and that roller coaster believing that all of these things were true. How many times did I let go of something that had real sugar in it for something filled with chemicals because it was lower on the point scale? Too many times than I would care to admit, if I had to be honest with you. What have we learned in nutrition nowadays? Carbs, good. Carbs, primary energy source of our body. We need our carbs to function. We need carbs for thyroid health. We need carbs to be able to do life, right? There is a spectrum over which carbs are more nutritious and healthier for you, and then some that are not, but that again is a video for a different day. Bottom line, carbs, fine. Sugar, better for you than some of the other alternatives nowadays, quite frankly, at least for me. Sugar does not give me digestive upset, make me bloat, and make me feel terrible. But some of those healthier sugar substitutes do. Tell me which one's healthier if my body responds beautifully perfectly to sugar, but not so beautifully perfectly to this thing that we are calling healthier, even though it rips our bodies apart from the inside out. I would argue that that's not healthier, but that's just me. In nutritional science nowadays, carbs are good. Fat, the right kind of fats, healthy fats. Fats are good. Fats are also necessary for things like hormone health and for our brains. If you're on a low-fat diet, you're doing harm to those things. Now, I'm not saying that you should go on the flip side and go keto and eat nothing but bacon and guacamole, but there is a balance here, and we need all 3 macronutrients in order to reasonably sustain life. I have found personally that when I started incorporating all of these things, carbohydrates, fats, and not being afraid of sugar, but instead enjoying sugar every once in a while, not as a, part of every meal or anything like that, but when I start to balance all of things out, everything feels easier. Everything feels more sustainable. Everything feels like, hey, I could actually eat enough food to fuel my body and have the energy I need and be in a good mood and sleep well, all of those things, and still lose a couple pounds. And that's an amazing feeling. You don't need low carb, no carb, sugar-free, fat-free. You need real, whole, healthy foods most of the time. And then occasionally you need dessert. Lesson number 4, don't put a timeline on it. We discussed this a little bit earlier, but this is really, truly something that is so important. When we put that pressure, just like the speed, the timeline, I need to lose 50 pounds in 4 months. I can almost guarantee you're not gonna lose 50 pounds in 4 months. Why? Because all of a sudden, putting that timeline on it, putting that due date on it, puts enough pressure on it where our subconscious is actually gonna do everything possible to prevent that from happening. Because it is all of a sudden this fight or flight thing. It's something that we need or we're going to die. And that is absolutely the wrong way to approach weight loss. Now, I understand that there are some wildly extreme circumstances where weight loss actually is a life and death situation. And I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about people who are like me, who could stand to lose anywhere between 10 and 40 pounds, but it's not life-threatening. In no sense of the word am I an unhealthy individual. My blood work is beautiful. My hormones must be perfectly balanced because ant flow shows up on the clock. And I've actually gotten to a place now, sidebar, where I'm not actually having many PMS symptoms anymore. Like it's taken me a long time, but I have figured out the lifestyle and the appropriate supplements and the appropriate diet that has balanced this out. So other than looking in the mirror and being like, I wish I was a smaller size, for all medical purposes, I am as healthy as a horse and don't need to lose a pound. It is not a life or death situation if I lose weight or not. It's really not. And so all of a sudden, there is no need for me to lose weight anymore. So I don't have to have a timeline on it. I don't have to have a timeline on it. And taking that timeline away really gives me the freedom to be like, I could do that just for fun. I don't need this. This is not life or death. So all of a sudden my brain is not like, you have to lose weight or you're going to die and your life is going to implode. There's none of that. There's no elevated cortisol levels. There's no stress, flight or fight response. It's just life. And I can do that. And I can do the weight loss thing without a timeline. And if I continue to take the steps every single day, my body will catch up. The results will catch up with the actions I'm taking. No muss, no fuss, no timeline. And the last lesson, which, oh my gosh, all of these are important, but if I knew one thing, if 2007 Brianna understood one thing, it was to be flexible with your goal weight number. When I got down to my goal weight in 2012, it was one of the happiest days of my life. I weighed in at 135 pounds. And I was like, this is a brilliant number. It's absolutely perfect for me. It's right smack in the middle of my ideal BMI chart number. It was something like between 120 and 155 was like healthy, normal BMI for my height. I'm 5'6", right? So me, being the logical human being that I am, I'm like, let me pick the number that's right smack dab in the middle of that. If you saw me in 2012, you know that 135 was too skinny. I should have stopped at 150 pounds, but I was so tied to the number on the stupid scale that nothing else mattered. The aesthetic didn't matter. All that mattered was the number on the scale. And if I had known then what I had known now, I would have stopped 15 or 20 pounds earlier. And you know what probably would have happened? I probably would still be at that weight. Because it pains me to admit, but after I started gaining the weight back, when I got to what was ideally my weight, which would have been, 150, 155 pounds, at that point in my brain, in my mindset, I was so hung up on 135 that I believed that I needed to lose weight at 150, 155. And that messed with me for so many years that instead of going back down, my scale kept going up. It completely and utterly destroyed my diet mindset. It destroyed my mindset about a lot of things, to be honest with you. My body confidence, my confidence in myself, my relationship with food, all of it. And if I had just been like, you know what? Let's lose some weight and let's see when we're happy with what we're happy with, where I'm at aesthetically and where I'm at on the scale. Let me tell you a little bit of a story quick. Originally, when I went to lose weight, I wanted to be a size 8. I just wanted to be a size that wasn't double digits. Let me tell you a secret. I was a size 8 at 150, 155 pounds. I got to a size 8 and I kept going because I decided that that one specific number was the right number. Instead of realizing that like, hey, you did it. You're a size 8. Congratulations. Stop. The years that I have wasted on this one thing, on being tied to the number on the scale, pains me to think about. It pains me to think about. And that's why this time around, I have no set goal. I know in the year of 2023, I said I said on my birthday, November 14th of 2022, 37 pounds by the time I turn 37. And that is a great goal. That is a goal that's going to push me in the direction that I want to be in. But if I lose 30 pounds and I'm like, you know what, I'm good, I'm gonna stop. I am no longer tied to a number that is so specific that it's like, that I'm going to cling to it and white knuckle my way through it. Because it ruined me once and I will not let it ruin me again, and I don't want it to ruin you. If you take one thing away from this video, it's this one. Be flexible with the goal weight number you have in mind. Be flexible. because it will change your life. And if you're not, it might ruin it. And that's what I wish I've known all those years ago before I started losing weight. Did any of these resonate with you? Do you have something that you wish you would have known before you started your weight loss journey? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, as it does help me out. And if you haven't joined the Diva and the Divine community, come on over. We would love to have you. Just click that little red button. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in my next video.